Sometimes as a teacher, we're compelled to tell our students something that is bad. We know they don't want to hear. And I have a couple stories for you. I have experienced it as a student myself. I have seen other teachers do this with their own students in front of me. And I've had to be the bearer of bad tidings to my own students as well. So here goes, story number 1. I was seeing a visiting coach. This was a former U.S. national pro champion. And in one of the many privates I was taking with them, they confided in me that they had just taught a private lesson to a local pro. I knew this local pro. And they were like, "Can you believe she wants to compete in Open Pro?" And I told her she is wasting her time and she needs to settle down and have babies and enjoy teaching. And I was like, why am I being brought into this? I've never taken a lesson with this person. Oh my gosh, so awkward. So we just continued with the lesson and I didn't ask any questions. I was just like, whoa, okay then. So it gets worse. Later, that pro approached me, the local pro, and said, "Can you believe so-and-so said this to me?" And she repeated the exact same thing that this coach had told us she advised her. And again, I'm thinking, why am I being sucked into this? This has so nothing to do with me. I guess it was because I was championship level dancer, albeit just an amateur at that time. Maybe they were hoping I would say something different, but I was just like, gosh, I'm really sorry. That's sad to hear that. But honestly, guys, in my mind, I'm thinking that was spot on, helpful, supportive advice. Because this particular pro was mature, even at her current age, to compete Open Pro, let alone she had to unlearn a bunch of stuff because she came out of a franchise studio. That would have taken years more. And unfortunately, in terms of lifespan, time-wise, sometimes they got to pick one or the other. But anyway, I do feel that pro had nothing but good intention in being honest with that person. And looking back, I'm also glad that I said nothing in response to that local pro, because it just would have said her words. And at least now she can look back with maybe the happy illusion that perhaps she was an amazing dancer and would have made it all the way to World Championships if she just would have had the right partner. So anyway, yeah, that's awkward and uncomfortable, but yeah, that happened. Okay, number 2 story related to this. My own coaches advised my partner and I, you are not going to be extremely successful at that champ level, no matter how good you are, unless you take these certain political lessons. And at the time, honestly, I don't know if I realized how true that was, but for my goals at the time, I didn't really care about my results. I wanted to feel good dancing and look beautiful and learn as much as I could and enjoy my lessons. Not that I didn't care. I've been devastated living a comp just like anyone else. But when I prioritize what's important to me, I never once took those political lessons. Sure, I'll try one lesson with anyone. But if I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm wasting my time. I'm just paying this person for a lesson so I can get marks from them. Hard pass. I got better things to do with my time and money. I'm going to spend money on that person that maybe is never judging me. But you know what? I leave that lesson and it feels better and it looks better and I had a good time. But you know what? It did help swallowing that bitter pill. If we would get a bad result, just looking at the judging panel and be like, well, yeah, I did cancel my lessons with that pro. And yeah, I only took with them once and never took from them again. And them, oh yeah, I knew that was a political lesson. I never once took with them. So at least I was making a solid decision based in informed consent. And I so appreciate that my teachers were honest with me and gave me that horrible, sucky advice, which I did not want to hear because it was true and they were looking out for me. Okay, final story. I saw my own coaches repeatedly tell people, you aren't going to win at the championship level. You're wasting your time. And at the time, to me, it seemed so harsh, especially when I was an amateur dancer and didn't teach yet. I'm like, well, why wouldn't you be fully supportive? Even though I can fully see that they were right. Why would you crush someone's dreams? Well, here's the problem. When you're dealing with competitors, they tend to go in with this blind dedication, and they will spend every single resource they have to achieve that goal. And it's not in the person's best interest for you to let them buy into a dream that is not viable. They're not going to get what they're investing in. Not that they should stop dancing, but they either need to readjust their goal or not dance, because they're not going to achieve the goal. And as an ethical person, I'm not going to have them think they're going to achieve that goal by dropping a ton of money on me. And so they would say things like, well, you live in this part of the country and you can only fly here for lessons once every 3 months. That's not enough lessons. Or your finances are limited. Or in one case, they told them you're not fit enough. You need to lose a lot of weight. And they were, for a championship level couple, definitely on the higher fat percentage side. And that's not a problem in almost every level of competition. But in the pro championship level, it does come down to athletics, because everyone is dancing correctly. There's a reason we don't see an obese Olympic marathon runner. There can be people that have a high body fat percentage and amazing athletes, better than the vast majority of people, incredible runners, but not at that elite pro championship level. That really is next level and requires just all the more athletically, okay, guys? And final dream breaker I've seen them address is when someone has an uncommitted partner. And sometimes this happens, guys, and it sucks, where you have one person that's really passionate, that wants to compete, that's willing to show up every day, that wants lots of lessons, and the other partner that's unreliable, that seems to live in a series of life emergencies where, oh, I can't come to practice, my dog got hit by a car, I lost my car keys, I got knocked out, whatever. A million excuses. At that point, the person is there practicing alone, which is great for their dancing, and they are becoming a better dancer. But you know what? They can only do so much to compensate for their partner's lack of dedication. You can only do so much to make a partner look good. So that's absolutely going to limit your progress at that championship level, because you both got to bring your A game at that point. So anyway, guys, hopefully your pro is not breaking a horrible news to you today. But you know what? If they are, there is a possibility that they're actually looking out for your best interest. And if your pro does give you bad news, guys, guess what? Next question, hey, okay, what can I do to change this? Maybe it's that you need to show up to 10 times more lessons. Well, maybe it's not possible, but at least you know now what you need to do to achieve your goal. That would suck. That would be very hard, but at least now you have a path to greatness. So definitely, if you get bad news, ask what you can do to fix it, and they probably have that answer for you too. Okay, guys, I look forward to seeing you first thing tomorrow morning for some more Things Ballroom Dance. Have an awesome day. Bye, guys.